Where success meets psychology in Paulina's way. Strengthen your mindset every week. Success story every Wednesday. Traders who broke through their limits. Psychology session every Friday. Join now. Hit the bell. One session could change your trading forever.
Welcome back to another inspirational success story from our trading community. We have a young trader, Yazan, with us, who has been trading for 3 years now. Welcome, Yazan. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me, Mara. It's an absolute pleasure. I'm Yazan Naffa, 25 from Jordan. I've been trading for 5 years, but I first started trading prop firms in 2022, late 2022. So it's almost been 3 years now.
Mm-hmm. That's amazing. Yazan, I want to ask, what inspired you to begin trading, and what were the challenges you faced early on in this journey?
Sure. So I first heard about trading in 2021. It was the
Mm-hmm.
beginning of the year. And my good friend Kareem told me about it. He showed me that he invested $500 and he made 20K. And I was absolutely blown away. And I thought, I want to try that. And at first, I was listening to him. He was telling me what to do, what to buy, what to sell, and everything. But then something inside me wanted me to lead and wanted me that person that knows when to buy, when to sell, how to make money. And then I started learning on my own. That was challenging because as a complete beginner, you don't know anything about the market, you don't know anything fundamentally, technically. So just building that base and knowing which strategy to follow, which how do you trade, which broker, it was such a complete mess. But then I got along and then I started trading with small amounts of money and I kept on losing. So it was just like the whole idea of trading, and financially I was struggling to trade because I didn't have any capital to start with.
All right, that sounds like a bit of a rough beginning, if I may say.
Yes.
All right. What does trading mean to you personally? How did it shape your life? Sorry, hello,
Trading,
Yazan? Yeah,
yeah,
sorry, go on.
I'm with you. It's all right. Trading absolutely means the world to me. It means everything to me. My whole life depends on it. If I fail in trading, then I failed in life. So it's my absolute goal to wake up every day and perform my best in the market and make the most amount of money I can while managing my money. So it means the whole world for me when it comes to trading.
That is amazing. All right. If I may ask you, can you describe the most memorable reward you got so far, and what did it mean to you?
Sure. So my second payout with FundingPips, which I got beginning of the month of this year, it wasn't my biggest payout, but it definitely made me feel secure in order to start the year strong and disciplined. I got my biggest payout before. It meant so much, but this means more because I'm mentally now more prepared. I'm more mature in my trading, and I knew the moment I got it, I'm gonna be able to get that third and fourth. And also, I had such a good experience with funding pips. It makes me more motivated to trade and continue my journey with you guys.
All right. So since you started very recently, I wanted to know, how did you manage to organize your time between your job and trading?
Sure.
Can we dig a bit more into
Yeah,
that?
for
Yeah?
sure. So I work in banking,
Mm-hmm.
and I deal with the market as well, but more in a banking some sort of way, which is no risk. So everything that I do with banking also in some way has to do with trading. So in my job, I have like three monitors set up, and one of them I use is to I put trading view on, and I keep on watching the charts. So I'm able to trade during my work and after. So I trade the London session during my work because I have that flexibility. My job is more of a routine. It's not task based. So every day I have to do the same job.
Mm-hmm.
And once I finished my job early, my early reports in the morning, I'm able to dig into the London session. And that's when I begin to trade. And once I go back home, and if there's an opportunity during the New York session, then I
Mm-hmm.
absolutely take it. So my job is flexible. It allows me to trade during and after my work.
All right, that sounds very organized, to be honest. Okay,
Yeah.
good. Can I ask you, how did you use your rewards and what impact did it have on your lives or the lives of people around you?
Is it my funding pips rewards?
Yes.
Oh, sure. So I've been funded for a month now, and I got two payouts, and I've used that money mostly to buy gifts for my friends and family for Christmas, as well as going out. You know, it's the holidays, everyone wants to
Yeah.
go out and have a good time. And I've also used that money to buy another account. So my goal
Okay.
is from the rewards is to have some savings, invest in more accounts, and just, treat my friends and family.
And how about rewards before that?
Rewards before that, I was mostly investing in, I would say, crypto.
Okay.
But I've invested because I've been investing for 5 years in crypto now.
Mm-hmm.
But I've invested enough, I think. So at that moment, I don't need to invest more. I'm more saving now and using that to purchase more accounts.
Okay. So we dug a bit into the past rewards and the ones you just took recently. Can I ask you, how are you planning to use your future rewards to enhance your life?
Okay, so as I said, I have fixed income every month from my job, so I use that for my basic, expenses.
Mm-hmm.
With my funding pips rewards, I'm looking mostly, as I said, purchase more accounts, invest more, and save more. So my goal is I'm trying to balance. I'm trying not to spend more than my salary for my expenses, but if I use a bit of my pips rewards, then that's fine. But mostly my reward is going to go to investing,
Yeah.
whether it's
That
accounts or other assets or savings. Like that's the goal.
yeah, investment is definitely the way. All right, let's dig a bit more into the market. What is the approach you usually take in the market, and how do you analyze the markets?
Sure. So everything that I have to do in the market, I need to have a bias or a why. I'm not
Okay.
trading for the sake of trading. I'm trading because I see a target and I want price to go to that target. So I start off on the higher time frames, which is the monthly and the weekly and the daily. I just look at the charts. I see my liquidity levels. For example, if price took out the latest swing low or swing high, and if, let's say, for example, price takes out the latest swing high and it manages not to break it, I'm going to assume that price might drop to the daily fair value gap.
Yeah.
So right there, I've built a bias. Now I want to use, let's say, a 4 hour fair value gap or 1 hour fair value gap to get to that daily fair value gap, and execute my trades on the 5 minute and the 15 minutes. I don't drop lower than the 5 minute. The 1 minute is really noisy and you need to be scalping to do it. I am more of an intraday trader. I usually hold my trades for 2 to 3 hours. So I use the higher time frame for bias and I use the lower time frame to execute.
Amazing. All right. Um, if I may ask you something,
Yeah.
how long did it take you to figure out your trading style?
How long it took me almost 2 years.
Okay. Can
Yeah.
you?
Yeah,
Can you
I'll
elaborate a
elaborate.
bit more on
Yes,
like the,
sure.
yeah, thank you.
So I first, as I said, I first started, I didn't know anything about trading. As a
Hmm.
regular, beginner, you start off with learning support and resistance, and you're just trading. You don't know what you're trading. You just see price going up and down. You enter, you use the RSI, the EMAs, or whatever. You're still figuring out yourself. But after 2 years of trying that strategy, building my personality, improving myself, I've decided to backtest for the first time, and I've downloaded an application where I've had a journal, and I just tried out this strategy and I found out that it absolutely worked. And it took me almost 2 years because I was jumping from strategy to strategy and to strategy, but I was missing something, that it's not about the strategy, it's about the psychology aspect of trading. You need to treat trading absolutely with 100% care. You need to be careful with your risk reward, with managing your risk, your take profit. So after I've matured psychology and like I've tried to understand trading, I've realized that okay, now I know what is my risk reward, how much money I need to lose, how much should I make, and I found out my strategy. Now I can actually begin my real trading journey.
All right. So you did touch up upon like the risk management and your trading psychology. Can we go over them real quick and how do you manage your risk?
Sure. So when I first started, I was absolutely risking, let's say, $10,000 to make $100, I would say, or like risking $100 just to make $10,000. So I was consumed in that mindset that trading is quick money and it's fast money. And in order to trade, you need to have that mindset that I'm going to become a millionaire, you know, buy these Ferraris and Lamborghinis and whatever. But that's when people get tricked about trading, and that's why they say 90% of traders lose. Is that those people that lost, they never tried again. And after I realized that, okay, I need to slow now down a bit. Trading is not about quick money. It's not about
Yeah.
it's not, it has nothing to do with that. It's all about managing your risk and knowing why you're entering a trade and why you want to enter a trade.
Yeah.
And after I've realized that, I started to have like, for example, a monthly amount that I should trade. And for example, if I have $2,000 per month that I can trade with, I wouldn't risk that entire $2,000 for a trade. I would split that amount into $200, for example. And that started to build my career. But I realized that's not enough for me to trade. And that's when I got into prop firms. I lost so many accounts and until I've able to get funded. But nowadays I've got a 100K account with FundingPips, so I risk 1% per trade, which is 1K per trade, and I try to aim for risk reward for 1 to 1.25. So if I'm risking 1K, I'm making 1.25K. So it's not
Okay.
a crazy risk reward. I'm more about being consistent in my payout. So if I make 2% a month, I'm really happy with that. I'm not trying to target 5 and 6%. I'm taking my time, and I'm taking my time to grow my capital.
Yeah, consistency is definitely key. We will not argue there.
It's easier.
It is definitely. Back to my second point. I want to dig deeper into your trading psychology. How did you work on improving that? Because most traders struggle with that. So if you may share
Yeah,
tips with others.
yes, for sure. The moment it hit me, I remember I was watching a reel or I was scrolling on Twitter and I came across something and it said that trading is like a business. You have your revenue, which is the money that you make from trading. You have your cost, which is your losses, and you have your business days. For me, I trade Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So these are my business days, similar to like any other business. And the moment I realized that, something in me absolutely switched. I was no longer seeking to double my money. I was no longer seeking to make crazy amounts of money. I then was sitting down every day. I was looking for one trade a day. In the past, I used to look for 30 trades a day. And I've followed, that framework of having a business day, and I had to trade that day. And if I don't find a trade, then I don't need to trade. If I make a profit for the day, I stop. So I was building up very slowly based on that tweet or reel that I found. And my biggest advice to people who are struggling with their psychology is just be patient, take your time, make sure you really learned well technical analysis, you got your strategy, you've tested it out, you should try trading with small amounts of money because I wouldn't choose a demo account because trading on a demo account is not the same as trading as a real account. So try trading with the small funds and see how you develop. If you're not improving, then you're doing something wrong. Either you're over trading, you're risking too much. Because it's very hard for people to make money
Yeah.
off $100. And if you're
Mhm.
able to be consistent with $100, then that means you're doing something correct. Then you go on and increase your capital. So just start slow, see how well disciplined you are. And if you're not taking the $100 serious, then you're not going to take the 1 million serious. Because I hear a lot of people saying, oh, only if I had some capital, I can make so much money. It's not about the capital, it's about your
Right.
psychology, your
Mhm.
understanding of the market, and what your goals are. My goals are simple. I don't need to gamble and make so much money a month. Otherwise, you'd see me in a casino. Slow, steady returns is the optimal way.
Yeah. I agree. I really agree, Yazan. Since we're at the topic, I wanted to ask you, Yazan, have you ever attended any of our psychology streams?
I have not. I've seen a few of the reels. I
Okay.
absolutely like them, but I haven't.
Okay.
But I would love to for sure.
All right, so I'll take this as a chance to tell you and our traders, our community of traders, that we are always here to support with daily tips and our every Friday psychology sessions. And to remind you all again that psychology is the most important thing when it comes to trading. Just like you mentioned, it's sometimes not
100%.
about, yeah, it's not gambling, it's not about taking that kind of risk, but rather having consistency and not over trading and so on. Um, I would love if you can give our audience an advice about trading, or if someone is considering to start their journey with funding pips.
Sure. So, funding pips, I've had an absolute brilliant experience so far. I'm going to start with the simplest thing, the
Mm-hmm.
community, their socials,
Awesome.
even their user interface on the website, the customer support, and honestly, for the price they offer for getting the funded accounts, it's absolutely brilliant. If you compare it to other competitors, it's more expensive and not the same quality as you guys,
Yeah.
or it's either really cheap and you can't trust that firm. When it comes to funding pips, they give you the absolute value that you need, and you just connect your account to MetaTrader. I use MetaTrader because I absolutely love it, and you're good to go. For traders who are looking to start, you need to absolutely be willing to put all into it. You
Yes.
can't just come in and take it as a joke or not be serious about it because you're gonna fail most of the time. You need to be prepared for the losses before the wins. If you really care about the money and not the journey, then you're not gonna make it. So my goal to every beginner out there, learn as much as you can. Take 6 months to a year, 2 months, depending on your understanding. Learn everything there is about trading and technical analysis.
Mm-hmm.
Then you begin to trade with small funds, then you go on and purchase a funded account. A funded account is the best way to grow your capital without risking too much. And that's honestly my biggest advice.
I'm glad you found support in our community.
I have.
And I would like to ask you if you formed any connections or found further support in our community of traders.
Well, honestly, I've created an account yesterday and I've absolutely been scrolling through the Discord, but I've
Okay.
seen so many of the comments on YouTube and Instagram, and I've seen them previously on Discord, but I wasn't active. But I was blown away by the amount of people that I found who are like-minded, and I was like, I need to create an account and I need to dig deeper because I know I can help people and I know other people can help me because I'm always open to learning and sharing my ideas and other people sharing their ideas with mine. So I'm definitely give you an answer after a month or two once I've delved into the community.
And now I'll be excited to hear. I can't wait. I really want to see how
Thank
you're
you.
going to get to grow further into your trading journey. Um, I want to ask you, since you're sharing your success story, how do you think that is important for others, for other traders?
It's really important because you see these guys on Instagram, they're flashing their success with cars, money, whatever. That is not, these people are not there to help you. I'm sure there are genuine people out there, but when you sit down and listen to the success story of other people, I might influence one person, 10, 20, but at least I get to influence one person with the smallest, tips. So I think it's very influential. That's why I'm trying to keep it real and genuine and just share my losses before my wins. So it's 100% really important for, people who are trying to get in this industry.
It is most definitely the healthiest way to go
Yeah.
about controlling your emotions and managing your losses even before a win. That's a very good mindset to enter trading with. I wanted to ask you, what it is it you're still looking to achieve at Funding Pips?
Okay. So with funding pips, so last year I got 18 yeah, K in payouts, but I wasn't trading with funding pips. But this year I'm already starting strong, and I would really love to achieve. I would love to achieve double that amount. So if I make 40K this year with funding pips, I'll be absolutely happy. I had no problems with my payouts before. They're absolutely on time. The team is really good. So I'm now really comfortable with the team. So I know what it is I'm gonna do, and I would love to do it with you guys. Since you've given me an opportunity to share my reward, to talk about myself, even when I only got 3K in rewards. So that gives me a privilege and motivation to do more for you guys, to thank you guys for the opportunity you've given me, and to do more for the community and for myself.
And we will be there to see you achieve all your goals with us, Yazan.
Thank you. I hope so.
Um, I won't take long of your time. I do have a couple of more questions. What's one thing about your trading journey that most people wouldn't expect?
Wouldn't expect.
Mhm.
Okay, so I would say okay, so I remember when I first started trading and I had no money to trade with, I was literally sitting in my room. I would say around 10 hours a day just learning about trading and
Okay.
how to do technical analysis. And people would ask me, what are you doing? You're wasting your time. You should go do something else. But I didn't listen to anyone. I was literally in my room, not trading, just sitting watching YouTube videos, trying the strategy, just trying to learn about everything, about the markets, about finance, about economics, not just trading. I was doing that for 6 months straight, and I didn't listen to anyone at all because I knew deep down I wanted to perfect this. I think part of trading it's because it's challenging, and I love challenges, sorry, and I wanted to prove it to myself that I could do it, and I enjoyed the process so much that I didn't even look at the money at all because I knew once I become good at it, I can absolutely make good amounts of money of it. So don't listen to anyone. You're gonna start out when people are gonna doubt you, but absolutely you need to love trading because um, I genuinely fell in love. Like that's something very you might find weird, but the reason that I love trading is at first I was really blown away, I would say, by the color of the charts or the candlesticks. Like something about it that made me really love it to the point where I was just opening a chart and looking at it every day.
Okay.
And I think that's an interesting story to share.
Well, with the focus and the mindset you're carrying around, I really do believe you will get to achieve the goals you want, Yazan. For
Thank
my
you.
last question, I want you to give people who are about to start trading an advice. Um, what would the advice be if they were considering to buy a Funding Pips account?
Okay. The slow way is the fastest way to success. Just get that account, treat it as if your life depends on it. Get that 10% in phase one, that 5% or like 8% in phase one, or 10%, I forgot, and get that 5% in the second phase. Take your time with it. And once you get funded, just make 2%. All you have to do is make 2%. If you can make more, That's amazing. But I'm sharing it to someone who's never been funded. Make 2%, get your reward, and you're gonna absolutely feel amazing. So just take your time with it, be patient, and be disciplined, and follow your plan.
Thank you for your answer, Yazan. I really hope on your next milestone, we'd love to have you in the office for a face-to-face interview.
I would love
And
to.
thank you for the time you have given us today and sharing your story with other traders to inspire them.
Thank you so much for having me, Marah. It's an absolute pleasure.
Where success meets psychology in Paulina's way. Strengthen your mindset every week. Success story every Wednesday. Traders who broke through their limits. Psychology session every Friday. Join now. Hit the bell. One session could change your trading forever. FundingPips. Built by traders for traders.